Start பண்ணட்டுமா எப்படி மேம்? Okay. Good morning, students. Very good morning. So today we are going to see the topic. We're going to see a topic called as DQ. So we will see the concept of DQ today. So we have seen the stack concept and the queue concept under our unit 2. So our next will be the DQ concept. So I'm sure that you know the operations and implementations of both the stack as well as the queue. In queue we saw the normal implementation and array implementation, and we saw the drawback in that, and we went to the topic called as a circular array, a circular queue. Fine. So the implementation part of it is over. So we will see the new concept is called as a DQ. So DQ, we call it as a double-ended queue. Fine. So it's going to support the property of queue, but in a slightly in a different way. You can see the term itself like a DQ or a D check or a double-ended queue. So what is the meaning of this particular DQ is I can perform the insertion as well as the deletion at the both the ends of the queue. So we know we have a queue concept where we can insert and delete at the two at the both the at the ends actually. So mainly we have two terms like front and rear. In front usually we'll be performing your deletion process. In rear end you will be performing the the insertion process. That is what usually will be seeing in the normal queue concept. But in double ended, what happens is I can perform the insertion and deletion in the both the ends. That means here the rear end will be 1 second, guys. Here the rear end will be holding the deletion also. Okay, as well as the front end will be holding the insertion also. This is a different thing in your double-ended queue. Okay, so in a normal queue, we'll be having a front and a rear. Rear only goes for inserting an element, and front goes only for deleting an element. But in a double-ended queue, we have the same queue concept, the same two terms are there. Okay, so but what happens, insertion and deletion happens at the both the ends. Okay, so rear is responsible for both inserting an element and deleting an element, and front can be used for inserting and deleting. Fine. So this is the concept here. So we will see how it works in a normal array, and then we'll go for the other logics and all, like how to implement an double-ended using a circular or in a list. Fine. So we have some two types of DQ. We won't be getting more inside this, but you have to know the types of DQ. So we have two types of DQ here. One is called as a input restricted DQ, and another one is called as an output restricted DQ. Okay, so the concept under the input restricted DQ is one nothing but the elements can be inserted at the one end. For example, I'm having a front and a rear here. So in the front I'll be having only insert. Insertion can happen only at the one end, but deletion happens at the both the ends. Fine. This is called as a input restricted DQ. So insertion happens only one end is called as a input restricted DQ. Okay, but the deletion happens at the both the end. It's fine. But a normal DQ, insertion and deletion happens at both the ends. Fine. But when I'm going to have a input restricted DQ, I will say only the insertion will be happening only at the any end, either a front end or a rear end. Okay, but deletion will be happening at both the ends. Fine. So next one is going to be the output restricted DQ. Output in the sense I'm going to have a deletion only at the one end. You can see deletion happens only at the one end of my queue, but insertion happens at the both the end of the queue. This is called as output restricted DQ. Fine. So we won't be analyzing more in this, but you have to know the types of the DQ. So one is input restricted one and another one is output restricted one. To make it more clear, input means I'll be having only one insertion there. Okay, output means only one end will be performing a deletion. This is the way you can remember it. And next we'll have this DQ. So we will say what this DQ has actually. Okay, what and all property it's supporting. So we'll take this DQ as a stack or as a queue. Okay, so if you're going to have a stack, in the sense what actually, assume this is going to be my stack. Okay, we in stack what happens, I'll be having only the top end where I can insert the value and where I can pop the value. Okay, so we can compare this stack with my DQ. Okay, you can take this is my DQ. Fine. So in one end I can able to insert the element as well as I can able to delete the element. Okay, so it somewhat supports the property of the stack in one end of my DQ. Fine. And it also has a property called as queue. Okay, so since we have a queue means we will be having both the ends. Okay, so here we have a DQ. So since I'm having a queue property, again I'll be having a for example, insertion deletion happens here, obviously insertion will be happening here. Fine. So this DQ has a property of both the stack and a queue property, we can say like that. Fine. Now we have a very important thing. So what and all operations can be done in DQ? Since we have so many like insertion deletion happens at the two ends, we list out in a way called operations. Fine. So we know we have push and pop operation under your stack. Okay, under your queue you'll be having an NQ and a DQ. Okay, we have only two major operation I'm talking about, as well as we have some four major operations under the DQ also. Okay, so inserting the element at the back, at the front, and removing the element at the front and back. Fine. So we will see how we'll give an example for that, and we'll see how this insertion and deletion happens. Okay, so how the front pointer and the rear pointer is going to change, that is what we're going to see now. So the next part is, okay, if it is clear till now, can you give me an okay message? So I'll proceed for the operations. Yeah, okay, fine. So you'll get inside the operations. So it's just an diagram of it, how it happens. Fine. So I'm trying to this is what the basic two data is inside the DQ. I'm trying to NQ of front means I'm trying to insert that the front. So automatically front is going to insert the value. So 33 will be before 11. And then I'm trying to rear the NQ of rear. NQ is nothing but, I'm going to insert the value at the rear end. So here the rear end is going to be, this side will be the rear end. So what happens, 44 is added at the rear end. Again I'm making a DQ of front, DQ of rear, and it goes on. Okay, I'm just showing you this terms. I can also use it as NQ and DQ. Okay, so more simpler I will go for insert and delete itself. Fine. So we will see the first thing. So we'll call it as add rear off. So what is the meaning of this add rear off? I'm going to add an element at the rear end. So since I'm going to add the element, I'll pass the 5. So assume it's going to be a function or something like that. So I'll be passing this 5. So I have to add at the rear end. Fine. So now what I will do, I'll take assume this is what my array. Fine. So now I'll be having a front. Okay, and here I'll be having this is going to be point the rear. Fine. So I'm having some data here. Already our data has been there, and I'm pointing the one index as my front end, and the rear index will be the 2. Fine. So now I need to add. So initially, what's my pointer? F value will be 1, and the rear value will be 2. Okay, now I need to add an element. Okay, so what happens now? So I have to add an element at the rear end. So this is what the rear end, and here I have to add it. Okay, so when I want to add at the rear, usually you'll be adding at the rear end. So what I will do, I will just increment the rear pointer. That is more than enough for me. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do here. So initially I'm having 7 already, and 8 is there. So my pointer is pointing, my front pointer is pointing this 7. Fine. And I'm going to increment the rear, so I'm storing the value 5 here. Okay, so now the rear pointer will be here. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just incrementing the r is equal to r plus 1, the same index like 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this is a process we'll be adding at the end. This is what usually we have seen this already in your queue itself. Fine. So next we'll go for the next operation. I'll call this as a delete rear. It's a very new for us. We have not deleted at the rear end at all. Okay, now we are going to do it. Fine. So the same, I'm taking the continuation of it. So where I left, this is what the updated queue. Now I'm going to check take the same thing. Okay, so this will be the front, and this will be the rear end. So now I need to delete an element at the rear end. Okay, so for deleting, what I will do, I will just move the pointer. Okay, so what this delete function usually will do for us, this dequeue will do for us, it returns me the deleted value for us. Okay, that is what this delete function will do. So I will just decrement the pointer r. Okay, I'll just decrement this rear pointer and I'll be returning the value. Okay, so it's very simple. So this rear end can perform a deletion when I'm handling a dequeue data structure. Fine. So 7, 8, it's already there. I'm going to make a dequeue, a delete at the rear end. So I will just decrement the pointer here. So this automatically, what happens, will remove the element. Now this space will be having some value, a garbage value, but now this particular point is alone, it's my dequeue. Okay, this particular from like 0, 1, 2. So this 1 and 2 is alone is going to act as my dequeue in my array. Fine. So for deleting a rear, what I will do, I'll just decrement my array pointer. So array is equal to array minus 1. Fine. So it's new, this is a new operations inside our dequeue concept. Fine. So next one is adding a different. This is also a new one. So usually we won't be performing an insertion operation at the front. Okay, so we'll be using this front as an what today, remove the element, I'll be using this front for, but now in the dequeue concept I'll be using this add front of. Okay, I'm taking the same continuation of it. Okay, so you can see 7 and 8. So here I'll be having the front pointer and this will be the rear pointer. Okay, so now I need to add the 5 at the front. Okay, since we have some space, so what automatically what happens for adding, what I will do, I will just decrement the file pointer. Okay, so I'll be performing an operation called as f is equal to f minus 1. Okay, since I'm going to insert at the front end, I have a space here. So what happens, the value 5 will be added here. So I'm having an array called as 5, 7, 8. Okay, now the pointer will be moved here. This will be the front pointer and this will be the rear pointer. My array index will be having 0, 1, 2. Now this part alone will be the part of my dequeue. Fine. So it's a very important thing. It's going to be the delete rear of and the add front of. These two operations are our new operations. And as usual, we know the last one. So last one will be the operation called as delete front of. Okay, since we know how to move this, we have the same thing I have taken here. Okay, the same an updated dequeue one. So here the pointer is f pointer is pointing to the first box and the rear is pointing to the index called as 2. Fine. So now I'm going to delete an element, okay, at the front. So it's very easy for you. So what I will do, usually I will just increment the f pointer. So if I'm going to increment the f pointer, automatically the values will be gone into a garbage value. So f is equal to f plus 1. Okay, so now what happens, already I'm having 7, 8. So now the pointer will be straight to 7, and here will be the rear pointer. Okay, so 0, 1, 2 and 3, and this 1 and 2, this particular point alone will be my dq, will be my q actually in the array. Fine. So these are the 4 operations we'll be performing under our dq. So now we will see the small coding part of it. So we know how to add it and delete it. I'll just make a quick recap. For adding the rear end, I'll be doing an operation called as r is equal to r plus 1, just moving the rear pointer. Okay, and this as usual, you'll be doing this on our q also. The same thing I'm doing for dq also. Fine. I'm not taking any circular array here. I'm taking a normal array here. Okay, and next I'm going to have a delete rear. So for deleting, I'll be using an concept operation called as r is equal to r minus 1. Fine. And if you want to add an element to the front pointer, so just increase, just decrement the f pointer. So f is equal to f minus 1. Okay, since I'm having a space here, it happens. If I don't have, we will see what is happening. Fine. And next one is delete front. We know that if I'm going to increment the f pointer, we'll be automatically deleting the first one. Okay, this is an usual one under your q2. Fine. So these are the 4 basic operations under your dq. And next we'll go to the programming way. Okay, so are you clear in it? Shall I go for the programming concept? If it is yes, give me a reply. We will not be seeing all the operations. Yeah, fine. Okay, I'll then continue. Thank you. So I won't be seeing all the operations because we have so many operations. Like basic operations are the 4 operations. I can have an operation like is empty, is full. Okay, so whatever, if you want to return the front wall, if you want to return the rear value, you can use all these operations like a small functions inside your code. Okay, so we're going to see only the 4 main operations here. So you try to build from this. Fine. So I've written in a very simple way. I have written only the logic of it. Fine. So here I'm having an code for addition. Okay, you can see I'm having I'm using a return type void because it's not going to return anything for me. So I have specified it as a void. So my function name is going to be add rear. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? I'm going to add the element at the rear end. That is what my rear end. Okay, it's an as usual thing. So I'll have some conditions under this. I'm passing an element. So I'm going to pass only one argument to this particular function. Okay, which element I need to insert, I'll be passing it. So I'm going for first condition. So I'm checking whether the dq, the q is full or empty. Okay, so this first particular block tells you the full. So when I will tell the q is full, okay, when the rear is when the rear index is reaching the array's maximum size, then I will tell my the queue is going to be the full. That is what done here. Okay, I'm checking the rear index is equal to the array length, nothing but the length of my array. Okay, so if it's going to be equal, I'll be just returning from the function. I won't be doing anything. I can't able to insert anything. If I'm going to try to insert, what happens? Obviously, I'll be having an error called as overflow condition error will be happening. So this is what the first condition. Fine. And second one is assume I'm going to have only one value inside this. Okay, so when I will tell if I'm going to have only one value, actually if my front is equal to -1. Okay, no, I'm sorry guys, we don't have any value. Okay, this condition is used to check whether the queue is empty or full or not. Okay, this condition is used to check whether I'm having an empty queue or not. Okay, if my front is equal to -1, what is the sense? So here will be the pointer here. Okay, so we'll be having something before this array. The pointer will not be holding the array index. Okay, some other index. So assume it's going to be -1. Then I will tell the queue is empty. Okay, then what I will do, I have to just change the index value. So front is equal to 0 and rear is equal to 0. So automatically what happens, now this is what my 0 array index, so my front will be the 0 and the rear will also will be 0. Okay, now I can able to add this value. Okay, so the first if condition tells you whether my queue is full. Okay, second if condition tells you whether the queue is empty. If it is empty queue, what value I'm going to enter is the first one, then I'll perform this operation. Then what I will do, just array of 0 equal to element and return from it. Okay, now the third point is nothing but assume I'm going to have some 2 5 6, so many elements are there. Okay, now I need to add it. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just increment the rear pointer, and to the particular rear index I'll put the element. Okay, so now the rear will be here. Fine, so now I want to add the element, like the element is going to be 8. Okay, what I will do, I'll just increment the rear. So r is equal to r plus 1, that's it. So now the rear will be coming here, then I'm just adding the value. Okay, so this addition is very familiar to you, because you have used this addition in your normal queue, in your circular queue, as well as in your dq. Fine, so we have different ways of writing, you can just follow what you like. Fine, so next one is add at the front. It's very new for us. Fine, so we won't be using this addition at the front end, but now we are going to use it. Okay, so since I'm going to add it, I'll be using an so it's not going to return anything for me, give it as void, and I'm going to pass an element here. Fine, so initially what happens, where will be the pointer, assume the pointer is going to be here. So I'm having some conditions here. Again I have to check whether the queue is full, the queue is empty or something and all. Okay, so first check is if front is equal to 0. So what is the meaning is, if my front is pointing here, okay, that is 0 is my index. Okay, 1 2 and 3, assume the rear is going to be this end. Okay, I'm having some values are there. Okay, if the front is equal to 0, so what is the meaning of this, I can't able to add before the front. Okay, since it's an normal array. So what I will do, actually the front is full, I'll just come out of the function. I can't able to add any element at the front pointer. Okay, so this is what the condition, front is equal to 0. That is what given here also. Fine, so now I don't have anything here, but my front is -1. Okay, so what is the meaning of this, I'll just erase it. Mm. Mm. So my front is equal to minus, sense here I'm having the file pointer, it's not pointing any of these index. So automatically what I will say, so the queue has been empty, so I'm going to add the first value inside this queue. So I have to change the front value as well as the rear value. Okay, if it's going to be -1, automatically we can say that the queue is empty. Okay, now I'm trying to add the element, so using this array of 0 equal to element and I'm just returning it. Okay, assume already we have so many values. Fine, for example, like 7 is there, 8 is there. Okay, so now I need to add to the front. Okay, so this and all becomes false, we are getting inside this directly. This means I have some space before the front. Fine, assume the front will be here. When I'm going to check for it, I need to add here. So automatically what you will do, I'll just decrement the f pointer. So f is equal to f minus 1. That is what done here, and I'll put the value inside this pointer. Fine, so these are the three conditions. First condition is whether I have to check I can able to add the element at the front. Okay, the condition for this is, if it's going to the front is going to be 0, I can't able to add at all, so the queue will be full. Okay, if I'm going to if I don't have any element, my condition is front will be -1, so automatically I have to change the front and the rear pointer. If I have some value, I'll just decrement the front value to add the element. Fine, that is what done here, front minus minus. So this is a flow of this function here, and next we will see how to perform the deletion here. Fine, so we can see deletion at the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm trying to delete at the front. This we have seen already in our queue concept itself. Okay, you can see I'm using an integer here. You know, while performing deletion, it's going to return me the deleted value. I'm going to hold the deleted value as a result. So I'm using a type called as integer to specify I'm going to return something. Fine. So now I'll be having a queue here. You can see for deleting what I have to check whether there should be an empty. The queue should not be empty if I'm going to make a deletion process. Okay, so if my front is equal to, because I'm using delete at the front, if my front is equal to -1, surely the queue will be empty. Okay, just comes out of your function. Okay, if my front is equal to rear, so what is the meaning of this? So if you're going to have only one element, okay, so both the element is going to point to the front and rear. You know this. So I'm going to have like 7. Okay, this will be the front and this will be the rear. Okay, so if the front and rear are equal, okay, so what I can say, one element is there, I can able to perform the deletion operation. I can just able to delete this data. Okay, how we will do this? We are going to use a different syntax here. Nothing but, since I'm using an integer to get the deleted data, I'm storing this deleted value inside the variable called as temp1. Okay, int temp1 is equal to array of front. Okay, so array of front is nothing but the value will be 7. Fine. So index of array of 7, array of that particular index, for example 0 and 1 is the index. So array of 1. Okay, array of 1 is holding the 7 as a data. I'm just putting this inside the temp. Okay, then I'm performing the front and rear pointer change. Okay, when I will tell if it's going to be -1, I'll tell the queue is going to be empty here. Okay, and the last I'm returning the temporary variable. Fine, this we have done already. Okay, so if I'm going to have only one element, what I will do, I'll just move the pointer to -1. Okay, so automatically this value will be deleted. But here what I'm doing here is I'm trying to hold that value using a concept called as temp1, and I'm declaring a variable. Fine, so the same process done here. So if I have so many values, okay, so like front is here and rear is here, I have so many values. Now I need to delete the front. What I will do, I'll just increment the front alone. Front is equal to front plus 1. Okay, then I'm putting the value inside the temp and returning the temp. Fine, so it's very simple. So if you're more sure and more confident about the queue, it will be easy for you to write the code for your DQ also. Fine, and next comes the delete rear. Is very different for us because we won't be deleting at the rear end, but we are going to do now it. We are going to do it now. Okay, fine. So if I'm going to have when I say, it's again I have to check whether my queue is empty. Fine. Okay, whether I have a single value inside my queue. This was the property to check for the deletion. Okay, so because there should not be have any underflow error conditions. Okay, so if you're going to have one element in the queue, how to delete that one element? Okay, these truths are important for our deletion process. So I'm having a if rear is equal to -1 tells me the queue is going to have an empty. I don't have anything inside my queue. So here I can use return -1, nothing but I'm having an integer return type. I'm just returning a number here. If you give just return, it throws me an error. For that I'm using -1 here. Fine. So now I'll be checking whether I'm having only one data using the condition front is equal to rear. Fine. The same process I'm doing. I'm putting the data inside the temporary variable and just changing the front pointer and the rear pointer and returning the temporary one. In temp1, what will be there? What data I'm deleting, that will be there inside this temp1. Fine. Assume if you have so many datas like 7, 8, 9 and all. Okay, so here it's going to be 10. Assume like this. So this is going to be the file pointer, and this is what the rear pointer. Now I need to delete this 10. I need to delete this 10. So now what I will do, I'll just decrement the rear pointer. So now the pointer will be here. So the r is equal to r minus 1. That is what done here. Okay, storing the 10 inside the temp and returning the temp. Fine. So that's all the 4 operations are. Fine. So make a practice to learn the concept of queue, so that you can try to write your own code. You can able to write the own pseudo code and a program also. Fine. So we have these conditions and all. Make sure about 2 things. Okay, when you're going for deletion, I'll go for a condition called as underflow condition, and if there is only one element, how to delete it. Okay, if you go for addition, what I will do, I will check whether we have the queue is full. That is nothing but the overflow condition. Okay, and if you have an empty queue, how to put the first element inside the queue. Fine. So these are the 2 scenarios for adding as well as deletion. Okay, so based upon these operations like r is equal to r plus 1, all those things, the term differs. Fine. So these are the a quick I won't tell it's a perfect program. Fine, it's a part of the program I have taken here. Fine. For addition and deletion alone, while you're writing, put all the operations for check the condition for full, empty in a separate way, and try to do it. Fine. So that's all. Any doubts in this, guys? Any doubts? We will see the drawbacks and all in the next class. Okay, we have plenty of drawbacks here for handling DQ using a normal array. We will be overcoming this using the circular array as well as using our list. Fine. So no doubt. Fine. If you're going to take the list, I'll be using a doubly linked list. I won't be using a singly linked list for implementing this. Fine. So next class you will be having an implementation either using a list or either using a circular array. We'll see to that. Fine. So the QA session and it's session for you guys. Fine. Can you give me the answer? It's very simple. Yeah, I'm getting answer only from a guy. What about others? Yeah, super. Thank you. So the we know the queue will insert and delete defined for both the front and the rear end. So both the end will be handling the deletion and insertion process. Fine. So next question. Good. I'm trying to perform this all these operations for a DQ. So what will be at the end? What will be there inside my queue? That is what the question. Yeah, I'm getting an answer like Dharani A, Kannan A, Priyadarshan A. Am I getting an A? Come on. A is not the correct answer. Option A is not the correct answer. B is also not the correct answer. Shrutikava. B is not the correct answer. Yeah, Priyadarshan has changed the answer to D. Yeah, the answer is going to be D. It's not A, B, or C. So I will tell how it works actually. So initially, I'm trying. If you're going to ask a question like this, so it's the easy way to don't put in a queue or a stack. Okay. So I'm trying to insert the first value. So the first value will be the 10. Okay, next I'm trying to insert at the front. Okay, before the 10 I'm going to insert it. It's going to be 20 and then comes your 10 because I'm having an insert front. Okay, then I'm going to have an insert rear. So insert rear in the sense I'll be having this end. I'll take this as a front end. Okay, and this end as a rear end. It's not sure like we have to take like this, but better take like this. Fine. Then 20, 10, and I'm going to insert at the rear end, so it's going to be 30. Fine. Next, I'm going to delete front, so automatically what happens actually 20 goes. Fine. Now the value will be 10 and 30, and I'm going to insert at the rear. Fine. So now 40 will be inserted at the rear end. This is what my rear end. Then insert at the rear 10. Again, what happens? 10 will be inserted at the rear end. Now delete the rear. So automatically what happens? This 10 goes. So I'll be getting an data inside the queue is 10, 30 and 40. Next, I'll be having an insert rear of 15. Again, you can see I'm using a rear end. So I'm adding at the rear end, the value will be 15. Okay. So what is the last value I'm getting? 10, 30, 40 and 50. So the option is going to be D. Fine. Thank you. I think it's clear for you guys. Yes, that's all in today's session. Okay, I don't get so many questions. In next class, I'll give you so many questions.